Just picked this freebie up yesterday. Guy said it was working last winter. He pulled it in the garage and started leaking fuel when he came out in the morning. It had pissed all the gas out everywhere. So he wheeled it outside and done. Going to buy a new one. So he messaged me and said I could have it for free. I said, well, you sure that's all it was doing? You want me to come fix it? Nope, I already bought a new one. Come get her. Right on. Okay. So I'm gonna dig into it, pull the covers off, and inspect the fuel lines, or at least get access to where I can see them. And then I'll put a little fuel in the tank and see where it's leaking from. Most likely a stuck float in the carb, but find out when we get there. Oopsies. Didn't press record again. I'll learn. Okay. So I took two 10mm nuts out there. Two 10mm bolts up here. You know, then that comes off. Then this comes off. There's a little 5/16 through there. This comes off of there, and then this comes off of there. I said it comes off. All right. So we're exposed. We can see our fuel line right here now, but everything else is still relatively intact. We can get to it. We're gonna check our bowl screw. Make sure it's tight, just because you never know what, if it vibrated out or what. No, it's tight. Because again, oh no, it was loose. There we go. Wonder if that was the only issue. Why it was leaking fuel. So now we'll put a little gas in it and see if it leaks and where from. Before we do that, I'm just going to take a quick break, and we'll take the cap out of the top of the gas can first. That way it gets better flow that way, I find. Yeah, I don't see any gas. Do you see any gas? Oh dear. Wouldn't have even had to pull any of that off, because like this hose all looks like it's in really good shape. No way. It's just one loose bowl screw. That being said, it probably needs a carb clean while it's apart, but we will try and fire it just to see. Interesting. was too easy. Way too easy. Well, let's put her back together. I don't even think I'm going to bother cleaning that carb with the way it's running. Sounds pretty damn good. So it was a loose screw on the bottom of the bowl. That's all it was this one main bowl screw. So it would have been leaking. Well, you can tell by how clean it is. Would have been leaking all the way around the bowl. Well, I'm gonna have to text that guy back and let him know there's literally nothing wrong with it. Now, because it sat outside all summer, I'm gonna definitely need some lubricant and stuff, but I'll lube it all up, give it a yearly service. She done. Aha. Nope. There it is. That would most likely be a bad needle and seat. So now we'll pull the carb off. Alright, so I just pulled them two 10 mil nuts that were on the front of that little filter. We'll start walking this guy off. Right here is your throttle control. He gone. Shouldn't be anything else on the back side holding it. So it's just our fuel line here. And then our primer line there. This guy's a primer line. Yank. Gone. Well, just hold the pliers if you don't mind. Break that fuel line free a little. Oopsie, there's a spring in there. Or there was a spring, it snapped. Wow. Fuel line's bit on there real good.
Hit it with your purse.
Should we take a lighter to it and warm it up? Oh, wait. Gas, right. There you go. To the carb bench. Alright. Here's the bowl screws. This is the drain. This is the one that holds the bowl on. Not much gunk in there. The gasket doesn't look bad. I'm betting we're looking for a needle and seat issue. Yeah, there's a wee bit of gunk in there. but whenever we do this, we pull all the jets out, just strip the thing down, throw it in the deep fryer, let it clean every passageway out of it. This is the low jet, which gets your idle. Perfectly clean. As suspected, because it was running perfect. So the only thing I'm betting on is that needle and seat. Hey, where's my other flat at? Fine. Is a chainsaw tool? No. That won't fit. Wrong. I think my other flat is over here. So. Jet emulsion tube. I look through the light. Emulsion tube's clean. Jet looks pretty clean, but I'm gonna run the file through it anyways. Good as new. Put these pieces back on. And into the deep fryer she goes. No, I'm not gonna run it again. Promise. Wouldn't do that to you. Came out looking pretty clean, but you're still probably gonna want to hit a couple of spots with your sister's toothbrush. You see some of the gum built up in there. Plaque. You know, we'll get that out of there. All right. Drop her in one more time. And this time, I'm gonna float this guy right on top. You can see it's gonna sink the needle down in there, and it'll clean the tip of that needle. Okay, so it's out of the deep fryer now. Looks real good. Oh, if I get any air in the compressor. I do. What I'll usually do is just blow, make sure all the water is out of all these little Apparently that thing only has one speed because I wasn't holding the trigger. Okay, put our float back on. I got no nails. Doesn't quite look like it's making a very good connection. I'm going to pull that back out. We're just going to take this needle. You can see the spring that's on it there, right? I'm blind and this is fragile, but I'm hoping to just stretch this spring out a wee bit so it keeps more tension pushing the needle in. Stretch. There, see? Just a wee bit more tension on it. Looks more better. Guess we'll see when we put it back together. Alright. Make sure your gasket, your bowl gasket, isn't rolled out of the way either. That will also cause a leak up there. Looks like it's all seated in proper. Get your fat fingers in there. Get that bowl screw back on. Make sure he's really tight this time. Bowl drain. Idle jet. Popped back down there. Idle screw. Alright, let's go slam her back on. Fuel line. Fuel line might be a bad idea. Well, now you've gone and done it. Way to go. This is a horrible idea. See, that's why I call these terrible how-to videos. Because I'll always show you the wrong way to do it first. And then you'll go, that looked painful. Let's not do what he does. You get to learn from my mistakes. These throttle rods are literally just supposed to drop in there, and it's not. Check the idle screw. Check the idle screw. Check the idle screw. And it's pretty rusty, so I don't want to be too rough on it. Did you check the idle screw? Need a screwdriver. Man, that throttle rod just keeps wandering away on me. Come on back out here. There you go. I don't know if you saw what I just did there, but I had the idle turned up too high. So therefore, that plastic piece was turned and the throttle rod wouldn't reach all the way over. There. Now go. Fuel line clamp. Now, let's take our oh, hear the old knees crack? Alright, so we'll take the old throttle line pliers off. Give her a sec and see if it leaks. You keep an eye on it. I think I'm gonna go out of smoke. If it leaks, I don't want to know, because then I gotta pull it back apart again. And I don't like doing that. Ooh, pine needles. Well, I would think it should have been leaking by now, because that bowl's definitely full by now. So we might have got her. Those 2 10 mil nuts held this little filter friend on. Which is a pretty interesting little one. I've never seen one of these on them before. Yep, I'm gonna say that's no leaks. So where's my 10 mil? Believe it or not, I found it. Dinner time? All right, sweetheart. I'll be in one sec.
Just gonna finish wrenching it?
Yeah, I'm just putting the carb back on.
You've been finishing up on the carb?
Yep.
For this, all these minutes?
All these minutes, yep.
That's pretty long.
Well, it was kind of long, but I had to come out and light the fire and, you know, get things set up.
You have a camera holder?
Yeah, I do have a camera holder.
I thought I saw one right there.
Yeah, that one's Mummy's.
I want one.
You want one? Well, you can use Mummy's. It's just a selfie stick and she's never touched it.
The selfie stick? Wow.
Shop princess. Alrighty, well, I went up, ate my dinner like a good boy. Came back down. There's still not a drop. I'm gonna call that a win. So, time to put the rest of her back together then. Go there, that go there. There's a 1 5/16 that goes over here. Two more 10 mil nuts. And then the other 10 mil bolts. All right, you get the point. You don't need to watch me tighten those down. And then I'm just gonna finish topping off the oil here. She's a runner. Oil's topped up. Just needs a tube in that tire because I did already pump it up and it went right back flat. So pop that off and throw a tube in it. It's $20 up at the shop around the corner for a tube installed. And I'll put her up for sale. Done. Beer break.